Hello my PokePadawans, Jedi Carded here, bringing you something new. Well, bit new. It's new for the channel. It's not really that new in the community, but yeah, something new for the channel. We have Duelyst, ladies and gentlemen. I'm finally bringing you a little bit of Duelyst. Everybody's been playing it, everybody's been talking about it. You probably know what it is by now. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to do a very quick run over it. Now, basically, Duelyst is very akin to real-time strategy games mixed with card games. So think Final Fantasy Tactics meets Magic the Gathering. So basically, in games you have a board and you create a collection of creatures from cards. You have all your cards here. You build a deck of 39, I believe, or is it 40? You know, it'll be 40 actually. 40 cards. It's 39 or 40. You choose one of the factions. Each faction has got its own play styles. For example, Songhai tends to be very spell based with minions that can do things like backstab, which is like they get more damage when they hit from behind the opponent. All of these cards, you can get descriptions of the abilities by leaving the arrow over them. I mean, you've got Magma, who are very much the strong attackers. They have quite a weak early game because all their cards are fairly expensive. I mean, here you've got a 3 energy for 3/3. It has growth, which means he gets extra +1 every turn. Basically, these are like the late game squad. Vitruvian are quite tactical. They have deck control, and they can create these structures to give them new temporary alloys that degenerate at the end of every turn. There is a way to make them last longer with other cards, but we won't go into that now. We've got Lionheart, who are very much about a unified front. You've got your general here. You basically summon your creatures, gather them all around him because they have an ability called Zeal, which gives them more power when they're close to your general. You can boost them with other things like general gains +1. There's also another one, I think it's called Battle Charge or something, which gives all your minions, there you go, give all minions +1/+1 War Surge. And then you've got Banar, who are again quite tactical. This faction have got access to Crystal Wisps, which when destroyed they give them an extra mana. And you need basically the mana is what is indicated. Basically, this is mana. This number up in the corner here. You need this much mana to summon whatever creature it's attached to. Banar have frost creatures. There are a lot of benefits when you put together lots of frost creatures, particularly with the glacial elemental. Because whenever you summon a frost minion, as you can see, it says frost underneath glacial elemental. And whereas Wolf Raven just says minion. So anytime you summon anything with frost, Glacial Elemental can do 2 damage to a random enemy minion. And then we have the faction that I've taken to playing. I do quite like Banar. I love the design of the creatures in Banar. The Banar creatures are absolutely beautiful, particularly the Voice of the Wind. I really love the Voice of the Wind. That's an absolute beautiful design. But unfortunately, as much as I've tried, I'm not that good with this deck yet. There are more cards to unlock. The aspect cards particularly tickle my fancy, but there are a couple. I need some more aspects of mountains. I need some aspects of Drake as well. So yeah, I like Banar, but I've also taken to playing the Abyssian. Now the Abyssian had quite a cold reception when the alpha was first opened to play, because Abyssian are generally minion spam. They literally spam the board with as many low-powered minions as they can, and they try to overwhelm you. It doesn't help that they have a card called Soul Shatter Pact, which gives all friendly minions +2 attack. So you can imagine, Wraithling Swarm here gives you 4 Wraithlings. Now a Wraithling is a 1/1 card. You can imagine if you play 2 of these, you end up with 8 creatures with 1/1, with 1 attack power, 1 life on the field. Use this card and suddenly you've got 8 minions with 3 attack power each, bearing in mind that your generals only have 25 life. So if you think about it, 8 times 3 is, what's 8 times 3? 8, 16, it is, no wait, that's 8, 16, 24. So yeah, that's pretty much going to destroy you in a single turn. All you need to do is move your general up and attack, because your general could do 2 damage, and that's basically the end of the game. So it did receive quite a cold reception at the start of the game, because it was kind of like, it was very overpowered for what it was, considering the creatures are generally very weak. Because of the spam nature of it, it was generally very overpowered. I don't know why, but I haven't seen a lot of it lately, and I don't tend to play with the minion spam. I play a different style, because each of the factions has got kind of like different ways you can play them. They've got multiple sort of directions you can take them. With the Abyssians, you can either go minion spam, or you can go with something called shadow creep, which is kind of like you can almost infect a tile, so that anything standing on it will take 1 damage point for every tile that you have infected. So if you can imagine, if you've infected 5 tiles on the board, then anything left standing on one of those tiles, any enemy stood on one of your infected tiles at the end of the turn will take damage, will take 1 damage for each tile infected, so 5 damage. So I've taken to playing Shadow Creep. I've got a deck here, Creeping Shadows, that I've just literally built. I mean, it's pretty much like the one I had before. I just wanted to sort of touch it up. So yeah, that's the deck that I've been playing with. I quite like Abyssian. As I said, I haven't seen many of them lately. I think a lot of people still look down on it because of the minion spam. But it's very much all about Songhai, which are kind of like the mages, which are the attack magic faction, kind of, and Magmar, which are very much the powerhouses. So I don't know how long I've been yabbering on now. I think I've been yabbering on for about 5-7 minutes, something like that. The trouble with Expert is it doesn't give me a timer, which is kind of sad, but there you go. We're going to get into a match. We're going to have a game. We're going to see how we do. Now, I am rank 20 at the moment, so I'm not the bottom of the table, but I'm not the top either. I've got a half and half. About halfway up.
Abyssian versus Songhai.
So here we are, we've got a Songhai. So we've got a Songhai opponent straight away. Now, do we want... I don't really want these just yet, so I'm going to put those away. See what else we get. Oh, we get the abyssal crawler, which is great because when this thing dies, it infects the tile that it stands on, so that's cool. Now these orbs that you can see are mana orbs. As you can see, these hexagons up here. I just wish our opponent good luck. These hexagons up here are your mana. They will increase by 1 every turn. But if you can get your general or any one of your cards onto any of these 3 tiles, you will gain an extra mana, which allows you to get to the maximum 9 mana effectively up to 3 turns earlier than you would. So at the start of the game, it's very much a race to these tiles. But I'm not going to do that this game. I'm actually going to summon a ranged attacker. The ranged attackers, as implied, can attack from range, and then I'm going to move my general up 2 spaces. So this is what I meant about kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. Each of you guys can move so many squares in each direction. You move them on, and then it's the end of your turn, and then your opponent does the same. And very much like a card game, all of your creatures have got mana costs, they've got their attack and their health, and they all have their little effects as well. So opponent summoning a Jade Monk, what do you do? Whenever this unit takes damage, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So if we hurt him, he will hurt one of our, he will probably hurt our minion. Did you say minion? Random enemy, so he could hurt the general as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down here, and I'm going to summon Night Sorrow Assassin onto this spot. So that gives me an extra 1 mana. There you go, it's put me up to 4. But because we used 3 summoning her, that leaves me 1 left over. Now, this card has what's called the Rush ability, which normally when you summon a card, it can't do anything that turn. It has to kind of rest when it comes in. Whereas cards with rush can basically activate. They can act on the same turn that they come in, which is cool. So Night Star Assassin has rush. We also have 4 attack, 1 life. So I'm going to move up here, and I'm also going to summon Abyssal Crawler onto the other mana crystal, and then I'm going to take out this Jade Monk with the Night Star Assassin. Because it's only 1 life, I'm not too stressed about losing it. Our Veil Hunter does survive with 1 health, and then we can just attack the enemy general. And that ends our turn. Now the bar that you saw going across there is actually a timer. If you take too long, the bar will time down and you will lose your turn. So he's just destroyed our Abyssal Crawler. And you'll see some purple spikes on the space. That is the Shadow Creep. As you can see, it does 1 damage. It doesn't have life because you can't destroy it. Once it's there, it's permanent. So that's pretty cool. So now he's brought his own ranged minion into play, and he's got 3 life, which means I can't destroy him with my own. However, what I can do is I can move up 1, and I can summon an Abyssal Juggernaut, and every time the Abyssal Juggernaut attacks, it leaves Shadow Creep. Oh, every time it destroys something, it leaves Shadow Creep in that space. So I'm going to take this opportunity to, if I attack this, it's only going to knock it down to 2, and then destroy my Veil Hunter. So I'm going to attack the enemy general, because the general can't strike back. Typically, whenever you attack a minion, it attacks back. If a ranged minion attacks another ranged minion, it will attack back. If you shoot at a minion without ranged, it can't hit back. So generally, it's better to attack unranged opponents with your own ranged cards. So I'm going to end my turn here, and we're going to see what he does. Now we've got 6 life on the Abyssal Juggernaut, which means he can't take us down this turn unless he either casts an attacking spell on us and then attacks, or, so he did do 1 damage, so that's nice, or if he summons a rush creature that can deal damage, and then he can potentially do something else nasty to us. But I don't think he can take us down this turn. So he summons a Gorehorn. This thing's got a backstab, and also when it attacks something, it gets +1/+1. So he's got Phoenix Fire. He's probably gonna attack the Abyssal Juggernaut. There you go. So he brings us down to 3 life. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna summon a Veil Hunter at the back here. I'm going to bring up, I kind of want to bring up the Abyssal Juggernaut. I'm going to bring the Abyssal Juggernaut over here, and I'm going to kill this thing. That will give us an extra Shadow Creep tile on the board. Then, now, we've got a card here that will deal the 2 damage to the enemy and restore 3 HP to us. You can't go over 25 HP on your generals. So at the point, there's no point me using this. So instead, I'm going to summon this thing. This is a very useful card. Opening Gambit means it activates an effect as soon as it comes into the field. And Dispel basically eliminates the effect or any boosts on any card. So I'm going to eliminate the effect on this because I don't want it gaining attack power and life every time it attacks. So I'm going to summon this here. Because it can only do it to a nearby opponent, and then I'm going to use a Dispel on the Gorehorn. And this can only attack the general, unfortunately, so we can't attack this thing. But like I said, because we've got max life, there's no point. And then I'm going to end my turn. Like so. So that's our turn. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. We've got 2 Shadow Creep points on the stage now, which is cool. Unless he kills... So he does kill our Juggernaut this turn, that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to keep that thing a little bit longer. We do get 3 damage on the general though, which is nice. We can also destroy this thing next turn with Veil Hunter. Put the most recent... he's going to destroy our Veil Hunter with the Phoenix Fire. That's fair enough, that's fair enough. He wants to get rid of the ranged attackers off the field. Okay, so now I've got another one. If I can get up to 7 mana, I've actually got a card here that will turn that will make a 2/2 space into Shadow Creep, which is absolutely amazing. I love this card so much. It is 7 mana, but it's well worth it. So I think should I summon? I'm going to summon another Veil Hunter here. This is the last one, so you can only have a maximum of 3 kinds of a card in your deck. And I'm also going to summon you, and I'm going to keep you at the back up here, because flying creatures don't have a movement limit. They can move anywhere on the board, so they can literally go from any spot to any other spot. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that pretty much ends my turn, I think. Yeah, pretty much. That's the end of my turn. So I don't want to go up and attack, because that will leave me open to this thing as well. And even though I know I could kill it if it attacks me, I don't want to be taking 8 damage if I don't have to. Now he summons an 8/8. This thing is scary. Start of your turn, deal 2 damage to the enemy general. So we need to get rid of that thing as fast as we can. We're going to be taking 2 damage for every turn that that thing's on the field. And now he puts an artifact onto his general. You can equip your generals with artifacts to give them certain effects. He's just equipped himself with 1, and he'll deal 1 damage to a general every time he casts a spell. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I think, at this point... Now, how many Shadow Creed do we have? We have 2 so far. This will give us another 4, so that's 6. So if I put that here, that does use up all our mana. But I'm fine with that, to be honest, this turn. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to attack this thing with my Veil Hunter. We should be able to destroy that the next turn. And then I'm going to stay here because I'm out of range of this thing. This thing can only move 2 squares. He can potentially, I don't know whether he's used all of his. So there he took 6 damage because I've got 6 tiles infected with Shadow Creep. So he needs to move off of those, otherwise he's going to take another 6 damage. We've got a Demonic Lure as well. This allows us to deal 1 damage to something and move it anywhere on the board that we like. Which means we can either bring his ranged attackers closer to our attackers, or I can move his attackers away from me completely. This card allows him to boost one of his cards by 1 and then teleport it anywhere. I'm probably going to move next to the general on attack because the 9 damage is going to be nice for him. Like that. Didn't really want to be taking that, but we can deal with it. We do have this. No. No. Okay, so I'm you for 3. Actually, I could use this. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a Demonic Lure on you. Put you onto the Shadow Creep, like so. And then I'm going to bring in you. Here. Move you up to there. I need mana to be able to. I've got 3, so I can use this to drain some health from the enemy general. And I can use this to boost both of my cards by 2. And then we can just. And then I can hit you for 6. And actually, we win the game. So I can hit him for 3 with my ranged attacker as well. So yeah, that's a win for us. Not even bad. Not even bad. So yeah, there are different ways you could play the different factions. This bar here is an experience bar. Each of the factions can level up to 11. As you can see, Abyssian Host I've already got to level 11. As you level each one up, you'll unlock more faction-specific cards that normally you wouldn't be able to unlock. So it's definitely worth leveling up for your factions to get your hands on those cards. So these here, once you get so high, you have to win so many games in a row to go up a rank. I need to win 3 to go up to rank 19 now, because the ranking is kind of backwards. 0 is the top rank, and I believe 30 is the lowest rank. So anybody like based at level 30 is basically a beginner in the game. Anyone ranked 0 is a hardcore pro, and you need to run for your life unless you are one yourself. So I'm in the silver division at the moment, ranked 20, so that's not even bad. I think that's long enough for this video, to be honest. Oh, you get daily challenges as well. Oh, let's open up this. Basically, spirit orbs are booster packs. For every 100 points you get, you'll unlock points by playing games, by doing daily missions, daily challenges even. And then you can use your points. You can use 100 points to get 1 spirit orb, like this. And then the spirit orbs are, like I say, they're booster packs. So we bring those into the center here to open it up, and we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. So you get 5 cards in every booster, in every spirit orb. So we've got Spiral Technique, which is a Songhai Empire specific card. I don't play Songhai Empire, so it's completely useless to me. We have More, which is a 3/1 cost 1 attacker, so it's a very good hit and run card. Fire Blazer, which is Provoke. Provoke is a defensive card. This is actually really, really good. I've never seen this card before. This is 5/5, which means it attacks as hard as well as it defends. Provoke, anything near to a Provoke card cannot move and cannot attack anything else. So they are good for defensive strategies. If you've got other things on the field that you want to protect, you want Provoke cards in your deck. We've got Serpenti, which has Frenzy. Frenzy basically allows it when it engages in attack, not when it's attacked. When it attacks, it can attack every other card around it, and only the card that you initially targeted will hit back. So that's pretty cool. And we've got the Heartseeker, who is a range card, who is also specific to the Songhai Empire. As I said, I don't play Songhai Empire, so it's kind of redundant. So yeah. So that's Duelyst. I hope I've given you a feel for the game if you didn't have one already. If anyone does want to add me, my username is Jedi Cardet with no spaces. So feel free to add me up, I don't mind. I'll probably do more of these videos because I very much enjoy this game. I'm an old fan of the Magic the Gathering games, so I really like this game as well. The whole real-time, the whole board game feature of it as well is a beautiful, beautiful meshing of card game and real-time strategy. I think they've done really well with this. And what makes it even better is that this is only the alpha version. We still have the beta and the full game to look forward to. So that's very exciting indeed. They are doing patches on the alpha because there are so many keys available. If anybody does want a key, then I advise that you go onto the Duelyst forums and request an alpha key. Don't sign up to the beta just yet because it's not available just yet. I did that, signed up to the beta, and then I wondered why I wasn't getting a code. You won't get one just yet because it's not been released. So yeah, if you want a code to play the alpha, go onto the Duelyst forums and just ask someone, then I'm sure they will supply you with a code to get you into the alpha. There is a whole specific thread for applying for codes, so it's easy enough to find. So yeah, as I said, this is Duelyst. I hope I've given you an insight into the game if you didn't have one already. I hope you've enjoyed this video, my PokePadawans. It's been a pleasure making it for you. I'm glad to be back on the video grind. I've had a horrible lack of videos lately. I've got a few backed up. I've got some PPL matches that I need to do. I've got 2 weeks worth of PPL matches I need to upload. I've also got vlogs from nationals that I went to a couple of weeks back that I will be uploading as well as soon as I can find the cable for my camera, because like an idiot I've lost the cable that connects to the computer, so I can't get the videos off the camera to the computer. Much idiot, Mr. Jedi, well done. So yes, as I said, thank you for joining me, my PokePadawans. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.